Okay, in the previous class, we are discussing regarding the different types of gate primitives in Verilog. There we have seen that in AND gate. So in VHDL generally we used to have more. We have to write carefully when you use two input AND gate and three input AND gate or four input AND gate. Here we can have any number of inputs. The same format is followed here. Okay, the and there if you want to write a three input AND gate, what you will be doing? You will be writing z less than or equal to a and b and c. Keeping b and c in a bracket, you will be writing the program like that. If you want to write for four bits, a and b and c and d, like that. We have to write like that. But here we don't have that much struggle here. We can simply write here. You can observe here what we are writing here. We are writing is just and the name of the gate what we want. So if for example we are writing gate A for gate and, okay, gate R for gate or gate, right? So NAND for NAND GNA, like this, just as a name we are giving that, and we are mentioning OE as the output. Okay, for an AND gate we'll be having only one output, right? And for number of bits, if you want for 4 bits, you will be writing from I1 to I I4. If you want for 8 bits, you are writing from A1 to I8. This upper limit is depending upon the compiler, right? So we can have many number of inputs. That many is specified with the help of the compiler only. Compiler, if it is of 16 bit, compiler will be using only for 16 bits as inputs. If it is a 32 bit compiler, we can have 32 bits at a time as inputs. If it is of 64, the same 64 we can have. 64 number of input bits we can have, and at a time it will be going to perform operation on those, the AND operation. Okay. So these are the general gates you can see: AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate, NOR gate, XOR and XNOR. So they all have inputs. We can have n number of inputs for that. That n depends upon the, that maximum value given to the n will be depending upon the compiler dependent, right? Okay, but we will be having only one output. Okay, we are having only one output. Now you see here what buffer is and what not gate is. So we will be having only one input, and that here buffer means I am having an input of I, and I am using that input. Buffer is nothing but the same data has to be given to the many number of times, same data. That means if I give input I as 0, that means I want to use that 0 many number of times. So I will be generally using a buffer, right? So that means I will be having more number of outputs. That more number are n number of outputs. That n, that is depending upon the compiler specific. On if it is a 16-bit compiler, you will be having only 16 number of outputs, like that. So NOT gate is also similar to that of the buffer, right? Okay, generally for forming a buffer, we will be forming two NOT gates connected in series, right? So, but input is same. The output what we get will be used any number of times. Okay, for the NOT gate also. So just we already know this, what we are using to write the truth table of those respective gates. Okay, when will be AND gate is going here. This is the name of the gate, type is AND gate, and this is O output state, that means 0 output state. AND gate, when is it going to the output 0 state? Okay, any one of the input is 0. If any one of the input is 0, this AND gate is going into the 0 output state. If all the inputs are 1, then only its output is going into the 1 state. So NAND will be complementary to this, okay, and OR will be the like this, right? All the inputs are in the 0, then only its output is going to be 0. If any one input is 1, then automatically its output will be in the 1 state. So NOR is the complementary to that of the OR gate. So this XOR is little bit different, right? Either A or B, but not the both. That means if at least one should be 1, okay? That means if we have two inputs, both should not be the same value, either 0 or 1, okay? So if every one of the inputs is defined at a 0 or 1, the output is 0. If every one of the inputs is defined at 0 or 1, that means if both the inputs are at 0, its output is also 0. If both the inputs are at 1, its output will be 0 only. It has to be complement. If you have both the outputs, it has to be complement each other. Or one as decided by the XOR and XNOR functionality. Okay, it is similar to the complementary to the XOR is XNOR, right? So if any one of the inputs is at X or Z state, the output will be only X state. Generally, we don't make output in the high impedance state. That thing what we have already seen in the previous class. Generally, we don't show that output in the high impedance states. Okay. So buffer, if the only input is at 0, buffer output will be at 0 only if its input is also 0. If its output is 1, only for its input is 1. Do you get? No, that means whatever you give as input, that is coming as the output. That is nothing but a buffer, right? So the complement to that, not if your input is at 1 state, its output is at the 0 state. If your input is at 0 state, its output is at 1 state. Okay. So this thing we have already seen in yesterday's class, where we have taken a simple AOI gate and OR gate on OR gate inputs. Okay, AOI gate. We have seen the general program for it. Here one thing you have to observe. Here as an input I have given for 4 bits 4 values, right? Instead of that I can write with the help of a vector also, right? If you write as a vector, it is little bit different. So if here you have mentioned as a scalars all the inputs. So if it is changing here if you write vectors, the program is also going to change here also. Okay, that thing we'll see here. The same thing, same programs, but if you see with the help of so you have written these programs, right? This is for general program and this is for the test bench. So this is to explain the at what point of time what are its input values and what is its corresponding output value. Okay, for an AOI gate. At the initial stage, all the inputs are 0 and output is 1 state. After 3 nanoseconds, say not 3 nanoseconds, some time for 3 units of time, after 3 units of time, we are making A1 as 1, A2 0, B2 0, B1 0 and B2 0. At that time also output is going to be 1. So this indicates that particular point of time after 0 unit seconds, after 3 unit seconds, after 6 unit seconds, 9 unit seconds, 18 unit seconds, 21 unit seconds. At what point of time, what are its values? O is indicating the output, right? This is inputs. This is the thing what is going to happen. This is the thing. Initial in the sense, that means initial in the sense here at the 0th point of time. Okay. So just you can observe the difference. What happens if you write and if you execute this thing, if you compile, after that you simulate it, you'll have some results. And this is the synthesized output. Okay. So this is the synthesis. See here, your is AOI, right? And gates, these are the AND gates, these are the OR gates. That means NOR gate it is actually. So not for not we are using inverter, and for OR. Okay. This is inside version of your module AOI gates, right? So for example, you can see here, instead of using A1, A2, B1, B2, we are simply using only a vector, a 4-bit vector. So same thing, and here my gate, my module name is AOI gate 2. My module name is AOI gate 2. For that, what is my output? My output is O, which is a scalar. And here A is a vector here. So I am writing just simply as O as output and A as input. And I have to explain it in detail here. Input is a vector of 3 down to 0. I am giving it a name A. So here, these are the comment lines, right? This is the comment line, single line comment. A is a vector of 4-bit width. Okay, this is output O. Its output is a scalar. At last, we will be getting only one output. This thing we have seen in the table of primitives. Okay, don't get confused and don't write here more number of outputs. Okay, AND gate is going to produce there only some particular amount, specific. Okay. Here, what about this? This is to mention what are the inputs and what are the outputs. Only what are the inputs and what are the outputs, and also if possible, if you have any inouts, we can also mention that. Okay. So this is the output. This is the final output. Okay. Output is a scalar. Okay. We have O1 and O2. What are these O1 and O2? These are outs. Out1 and out2. O1 and O2 are nothing but the intermediate signals. You just see the figure. A1, A2, B1, B2, O1, O2, O is the output. This is the gate 1, gate 2 and gate 3. Gate 1 and gate 2 both are AND gates, and this is the NOR gates, right? For that we want to write. So we have two outputs, intermediate output signals. So we have two intermediate outputs that are called as O1 and O2. These are the indicated with the help of intermediate signals, which can be used as either input or either input or output also. Okay. So first you see here what we are doing. We are using an AND gate. So we are instantiating AND gate. We are calling for AND gate. So here in the first level we have an output signal O1, and it is going to, so okay, A of 0 and A of 1, between the both an AND operation is done, and it is going to produce one output, and it is going into O1. Okay, between A of 2 and A of 3, it is going to perform some AND gate operation, and it is going to produce its output in O2. Then for what? For NOR gate, what is the You see, for the NOR gate, we are straight away giving for the final output O, and what are its inputs? O1 and O2 are the inputs for it. The NOR gate has one instantiation with the assigned name G3. In the previous session, that means we have seen there, we have used the name for that one as G3. Okay. So now we are ending the module. Okay, this is just for the executing the program, and if you can directly simulate it with the help of giving the inputs by your own. If not, we can write some test bench program and we can execute the test bench program. For this main program, automatically it is going to produce the output of its own. That means we are not going to give the inputs manually. So for that purpose, we are writing the test bench. So we are writing, generally we used to write underscore TB or test bench, AOI underscore test bench. Here we are writing ST2. Okay, you observe here, we have to mention the semicolon also there. So generally what we are doing, we are using a register. When you are writing a test bench, you are using a register for the inputs. Okay, so register 3 down to 0. So I can't write the variable A here. So it is already used here. So I am writing as, it is regarding that A only. So I am writing it as A. It is my user defined, right? AOI gate to, it is also user defined. GG is user defined. I am instantiating the AND gate. Okay. So I am instantiating the AOI gate. I am instantiating the AOI gate. So I wrote that one here. And but here I have to give at any time when I instantiate it, I have to give some local name for it. It's the original name. I am instantiating it with the help of here local name as GG. Okay, and here we have given the register as AA. So I am giving it as AA. It is also a 4-bit vector. It is also a 4-bit vector. Okay, A here A is a 4-bit vector. And now I'm going at the initial condition. At the initial condition, the value of A, that means AA is a vector. Okay. In the initial stage, I am giving it, it as, okay, here 0 is missing, 0 is missing. We can correct. Okay. It is a 4. What does this mean? This is a 4. AA is a 4-bit binary number. And what is the digits I am assigning it is 4 zeros. Here 1 0 is missing. You can write by your own there. Okay. A being a vector, all its bits components are assigned values at on the go, at one go. Okay, that means we are giving the values at different points of time. So in the initial stage, AA, which is a register of 4 bits, we are giving that 4 bits as a binary. Initially we are giving 4 zeros only. After 3 time unit cycle, if you consider with the help of the clock, after 3 units of clock cycle, the value of AA is going to be 0 0 0 1. Okay, 0 0 0 1. So after 3 time units, it is going to be 0 0 1 0. After it is going to be 0 1 0 0. Okay, so this, since it is a 4-bit, we can give any number of inputs, right? So we used to have, it's 4-bit, right? we can assign the values in the sequence also, as we can assign the values from 4 zeros to, okay, 4 ones, 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1, like that. We can give in some order also. Okay, so we are writing for that means we have to assign the values for a with some delay all the possible combinations of for that particular 4 bits. Generally we used to use since it's a binary, it will be taking 0 1 and x and z also, but here we are using only with respect to 1 and 0 only. So we can write some more steps also here if we require. Now here we are ending. That means here this is to define your waveform. This part is only to define your waveform. At what point of time, what is the input you are willing to give to see the output. So it is going to get some output that has to be printed somewhere. See here, for that we are writing initial, okay. From the initial onwards, you have to monitor it. You have to monitor here in the sense. So if you use a dollar symbol, it is to invoke. That means it is to say that you are willing to say something to the tool while you simulate. Okay, you just monitor with respect to the time, based on the time being, you monitor the values of AA, which is a binary value, and also the output is also a binary value. So based on that we are giving some, just like this is just like a scanf and printf, right, in our C language. So those values will be assigned to AA and O respectively, and you just this initial, starting from the initial onwards, you run this content for 24 units of time. 24 units of time. 3 4 5 6 7 7 threes, and for 3 more minutes, 3 more units of time, like this. We can write anything. We can write for some specific amount of time. After that we can stop the simulation. Stop means here temporary suspension of the simulation, right? If your total thing is completed, you can finish the simulation also. Okay, and right, we'll at the end we'll write end module. Okay, here also you have end module. Generally most of you will be doing mistake that here end space module, you will be writing end space module, and also you will be keeping a semicolon here also. You had observed that there is no semicolon and space here. Okay, but generally everyone will be forgetting writing the semicolon here. Okay, everyone will be forgetting this. The rest, no, generally no one will be missing this semicolon anywhere in between. Okay, and for a double quote will be used for, double black slash will be used for single line comments. Okay, someone will be writing simply one and they will forget, right? So that is the thing what you have to say. Here you can see we have missed there 0 extra there. Here we have exactly correctly what at the initial point of time when a vector A is, when its 4 bits are zeros, output is 1. For a vector A, after 3 seconds of time, that means 33 unit seconds of time, the value is, output is 1. After 6, that means at the point of 6, not after 6. It is at the point of 6 unit second. Its value is this, and output will be this. The output will be this for 3 seconds, 3 units of time, right? At 9, it is again going to change. Okay. So if you see here a 4 to 16 decoder, you recall the concept of encoders and decoders. Okay, 3 to 8 decoder, 4 to 16 decoder. Okay, So see here this concept of 2 to 4 decoder. So we have two inputs and a single enable, and these 2 bits will be connected, changed to the 4 bits. Okay, we are decoding. So if it is encoding, we will be having huge number of bits as input and very less number of inputs as outputs, right? So how they are connecting? We are having 2 by 4 decoder, and what here? What is the advantage of writing the program for 2 to 4 decoder is we can use that 2 to 4 decoder to produce a 3 to 8 decoder also. These things we can see in the structural style of modeling discussions. Okay, in the later classes. So here we are using 3 to 8 decoder to produce 4 to 16 decoder. Okay. So here we take an example of our decoder. So just we take the help of 2 to 4 decoder circuit and its test bench. The programming is very simple here. First we have to write module and we have to give some name to it. The name is DEC2_4. So every time you have to remember the naming conditions of the program also. First letter should be an alphabet. If it is very much necessary, we can use underscore as the first one. You should not use any numerical or any white space in the name of the programs. Okay. So we are mentioning its name. It's a module for decoder 2 by 4, DEC 2_4, which is user defined, right? And here we are mentioning A, B and enable signal. So what are the outputs and what are the inputs? So here output is A. It is a 4-bit. It is input is B. It is 2-bit. Okay. 2 to 4 decoder means we have 2 inputs and 4 outputs. So we are writing outputs. Output is we have 4 bits, 3 down to 0. We have given a name as A, and it is an input. So B is an input. We have 2 bits as an input for a B, that is 1 down to 0, that is only 2 bits, and we have an enable signal right there. So generally we are giving a wire to the outputs. Okay, sorry, we are giving a wire to the input. We will generally giving wire signal also for input 1 down to 0. Okay. So what is it now? Sorry. This is these are the intermediate signals. So I have missed this. Here you have to observe this. It's a BB. So I'm using a wire signals. Okay, bits. Okay, it is also 2-bit vector. 1 down to 0 means 2-bit vector. Okay, I'm using a wire as name as BB. Okay, not of BB of 1, comma B of 1, comma BB of 0, B of 0. Here, what is this B of 1? B of 1 is the input. Okay, B of 1 is the input, and B of 0 is also an input. We are complementing the bits first. B of 0, I am complementing and sending it to BB of 0. B of 1 I am complementing it and sending it to BB of 1. Okay. So if you just remember the structure, what you will be doing, you will be having inputs and you will be writing its complements aside, and you'll be dragging its lines downward when you write on the paper, right? The same thing what we are doing here, right? So we have AND gate, A of 0 enable, and BB of 1 and B of 0. So the signals what we use, that means the wires what we are using here. Okay. AND gate output is A of 0 here. Here A of 1. Here A of 1. So based on the values what we get here, it is to mention the values what we get here. This is the complement of, so BB of 0 is the complement of B of 0. The same thing we are using here, and the complement of B of 1 what we assigned it to BB of 1, we gave there these two, and with respect to the enable it is going to A of 0. The same thing also here. So we are using AND gates, 4 AND gates, right? You have to see the structure is there here. You can recollect. Structure is regular, structure is not present here. Okay, I think you can remember once. You can remember once. So we used to have 4 AND gates just like in stack. Okay, one above the other. 4, and we have to connect them easily, right? In the as per our equation. Okay. So this is the test bench. This is an output. So we are using here wire. For the inputs, we are using the registers. Okay. For inputs, we are using the register in the test bench. For outputs, we are using wire there, and also register enable. Okay. So we are installing, that means we are instantiating the decoder with its name, right? DEC 2x4, DEC 2x4, and this is the local name what I have given as DEC, and A comma B comma enable. What are these A comma B comma enable? A is an output and B is an input, right? So enable. So that is the reason why we have given A as an wire there. Then its enable is also an what type of input, right? So in the initial stage, the begin B and enable. What is this B comma enable? Actually, B is only 2 bits. You can observe here. B is only 2 bits. Now here, with the help of this operation, we are concatenating the B and enable. Do you get now? What is this? What if you write in this type of brackets? What happens is it will be concatenating it. B is having 2 bits and it is concatenating with enable bit. So these two are related to B first, and this one is related to enable. So that means at the initial stage, all the inputs are zeros. Enable is 0 and all the 2 bits are also 0 of the B. After 2 units of time, we are giving, that means it is 0 for 2 units of time. It is all the inputs are zeros for 2 units of time. After that, after 2 units of time, the value of B with enable is 0, 0, 1. So what does it mean? You can see the last bit. Last bit is always 1. That means when the enable is 1 only, that chip is going to on and it is going to work. Okay. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Okay. So the values will be, this value will be standing for 2 units of time, since we have 2 here, right? If it is 3, this value will be standing there for 3 units of time. Okay. So and we are running this initial what we have used here. So what we want to do, we want to monitor from the initial onwards based on the time, and output A is equal to whatever we write here, that will be printed there. Okay. Output A is equal to, there will be coming as output A is equal to, and it is based upon the output what we are selecting, it is going to produce out. It is going to print in the your simulation window. Okay. Console window, we can say as console window actually. So input B is equal to A comma B. Okay. We are going to end the modules. You see what happens here. At 0th point of time, all the values of A values is off or 0. B is 0, 0 only. There N is for enabling particular IC. Okay. It is going to be like this. We are converting 2 bits to this format, 4 bits. Okay. 2 to 4 decoder, right? So in a similar fashion, you can see for this decoder 3 to 8. So you just observe the program and practice writing the program by your own. Then only you can understand easily. Okay. So this is for the 3 to 8 decoder. Inputs will be of 3 bits and output will be of 8 bits. Okay. Just very few changes only. So here is 4 by 16 decoder. Okay. 4 by 16 decoder. Corresponding output. This thing we can observe in the console window. Okay. You can, in the waveform, you can see in the waveform window, you can see the waveform. And if you observe in the console window, you can see these concepts. At what point of time it is, what is the input, and at what point of time is the output. Okay. So what is this? Just to this is to say here we are we are first designing a 2 by 4 decoder, and such type of decoders we are using 4. With the help of 2 by 4 decoders, we can design a 3 by 8 decoder. So such type of 3 by 8 decoders, by using 2, we can design a 4 by 16 decoder. Okay, and we can simulate it. If you want to write this program for directly for 4 by 16 simulator, it is possible, but it will be getting more number of lines. Okay. So if you synthesize those, we will get in detail what is the relation between the inputs and outputs, and what are the gates are used, and how are they connected to one another. Okay, that thing you can see in the synthesis block diagram. So you can see this 3 to 8 product. We have 8 number of AND gates. Okay, we have 3 input gates, 3 inputs as input, and correspondingly we have the inverted outputs for the base minimum inputs, base level inputs. Correspondingly, it will be assigned based upon the requirement. This is the enable sequence. Total, this is the output. We will be getting an 8-bit output. Okay. So, so in the syllabus, we are having some illustrative examples, right? Illustrative examples means this only. That means you have to see more number of examples. Okay, you have to see more number of examples. Then only we can write the program by our own. Okay. If possible, in the next class, we'll be seeing same such type of programs in more, and also I will make you to work with me. That means mm, at least we will find some student version of some softwares and we will try to practice on it. Okay, then only we can understand how to write the program. Okay, see you in the next class. Okay, see you in the next class. We'll have more discussion on the illustrating examples in the further classes also by practicing. Okay.